Blessings, everybody. Welcome to the episode of Political Street. I am your community ambassador, Mr. Robin J. Anderson. Before I get started, all right, I'm going to give you my disclaimer.
Go ahead.
Political Street is not a politically endorsing podcast. I'm here for information purpose only. On Political Street, I interview business owners, community leaders, and elected officials.
Okay.
So with this installment, I had this business owner here, man. This guy here, we actually met. He's like my Instagram cousin, y'all.
Right.
We met through a mutual friend, Meek. Shout out to Meek's Vegan Peace. Go over there and support that brother, man.
Definitely.
But he go by, is it BDUB or
BDUB.
BDUB on Instagram or whatnot. But tell them what your real name is, bro.
My real name is Brandon.
Okay.
Will. Some people call me Will. That's where BDUB come from. Business owner, entrepreneur, like I like to say. I like to get to it.
All right, bet. So, what I like to do first, Brandon, is I like to get a background of people first, and then we kind of fast forward to where we are now.
No
we got some stuff we're going to talk about, man. So, where'd you grow up?
Acres-on, actually.
Okay.
Born and raised. I was born in Acres-on, but I was technically raised in Missouri City.
Well, okay, all right.
And then from Missouri City, I went to Cypress High School.
Okay.
So I'm kind
of Cypress. That on that's on 45. Oh, that way. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So I like to call myself a melting pot. Because wherever like I said, I like to get to it, and wherever I get to, I make myself comfortable.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. So when you're growing up, was mom and dad in the household?
So my mom and dad never really married or anything.
Gotcha.
But my stepdad was always in the picture. He's been in the picture since I was 3, and he got a big part of me being who I am because he's from Belize.
Okay. Oh wow.
So I grew up in I like to say Afro-Caribbean household. I grew up listening to reggae music and being fascinated with the Rasta lifestyle. But my real dad was definitely in the picture. I was over there every other weekend. I ended up moving with him. That's when I lived in Missouri City.
Gotcha.
So, I two-parent household for sure.
Gotcha.
Whether they were in the house together or not,
right.
It was a two-parent household.
And I asked that question for a reason, because like sometimes people feel like that if you don't grow up in a two-parent household, that you won't be successful when you be out there and be in trouble and all kinds of stuff like that. But anyway, but what high school you went to?
I went to Cypher High School. Well,
we said Cypher and then Cypress, right?
I went to in my freshman year. I went to Thurgood Marshall High School in Missouri City.
Okay.
And then on Wednesday I was enrolled at Thurgood Marshall. Friday I was enrolled at Cypher High School.
Oh wow!
So within the span of 2 days, I went from an all-black school to an all-white school.
Yeah, Cypher. Yeah, it is.
And that was a culture shock.
Yeah.
Super culture shock.
Wow. How'd you adjust, man?
I first off, I've always been kind of stocky, and my voice has always been kind of deep. So, freshman year, I walked in and people thought I was a senior. So I got respect just off my size.
Yeah.
But then I was in AP classes and all that, so I kind of just blended in with the people I was in classes with. And then I'm funny, so it's always, no matter how uncomfortable I am, I'm gonna find a joke.
Gotcha.
So that kind of helped me fit in.
Gotcha. That's what's up, man. Yeah, because it's don't get me wrong, I love being around my people.
Yeah.
But it's not the world. You know what I'm saying? It's not reality.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I think I fit in all crowds when I want to. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta have the ability to do that. A lot of people who didn't have the chance to be around white people growing up don't necessarily know. I don't want to say how to act, because always be yourself.
Be yourself, right? Check.
But it's a certain time where you gotta know how to act in the space that you in.
You gotta read the room.
You gotta be able to read the room, and a lot of our people are ignorant to that.
Yeah. I agree. When I was growing up, I had a white friend, man. His name was Benny. He stayed on the street with me, man. Benny was about maybe 5'2", 5'3". We used to hoop. He had a basketball goal. Me and Benny used to go at it, man. I was like, man, if I would take Benny to certain places, man, and they would be like, okay, this kid the truth. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's another story. But so at the high school, where were you at?
At the high school, I went to HCC for a couple months. Okay. Dropped out of college, and then ended up going to College Station. One of my best friends he ended up going to Blinn out there.
Okay, I know what Blinn is.
And this around the time where Johnny Football was the hype of Johnny Manziel.
Okay, gotcha.
The hype, the hype of Johnny Manziel. So I didn't go to college necessarily, but I lived the college experience from being
sense.
out there, because College Station is a college town.
It is.
And everything you do, college oriented. So I was at the parties, at the bars, all that stuff. And one of my homegirls married Mike Evans. And he was there at the same time.
Who's Mike Evans?
He the wide receiver that played with Johnny Manziel.
Gotcha.
He played in the NFL now.
Gotcha.
So I saw them in the club one time, and I was like, "Hey, what you doing?" "Oh, my boyfriend." "Oh, for sure. Then I'm with y'all." You know what I'm saying? So I got a chance to party with top quarterbacks and wide receivers in college at the time. So college was fun for me.
Man, you know, I don't take anything away from college, man, because I was there. I went to Prairie View, you know, and yeah, college it molds you. You know what I'm saying? It definitely molds you in a time to where you were young adults, and it's just, it ain't nothing like it, man. Yeah, nothing like it.
I'm so glad I went, and even though I didn't get a full college experience, like going to class and all, I did the community college for a couple months before I dropped out. But going to College Station was, a different animal.
Yeah, I can imagine.
My parents wasn't around. I'm staying at my homie apartment.
Yeah.
And life got so crazy for me that I went from sleeping on my homie couch at his apartment to I met somebody else, and they had a whole room for me. And they was like, "Yeah, bro, you come stay in the room. You ain't got to sleep on no couch."
Wow.
And, dominoes just started falling after that. So, yeah, college definitely molded me.
That's what's up, man. You know, I think, I don't want to sound hypocritical, man, but I think that, like, when you graduate out of high school, you know, we're taught to just jump in and go to college. Yeah. But I've known some people that didn't go to college and then just started doing what they've been a wanderluster and just trying to find themselves, you know what I'm saying, and been and successful with it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, you don't always have to go to college, y'all, when you get out of high school, you know what I mean? But
For sure.
You know, because it's it come with some baggage, and it's called debt.
Yeah. For sure.
You know, it's called debt, man. So I brought you on here, man, because you every time I see you on Instagram, not every time, but majority of the time I see you on Instagram, you're indulging in left-hand cigarettes or whatnot.
That's what they call them?
Well, that old school call them.
Okay, for sure. I got to use that.
Yeah, if you say left-hand cigarette, to somebody that's my age and above, they're going to know what you're talking about. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when did you start indulging in it? You mind me asking?
I was 18. So the first time that I seen a large amount of it, I had went out of town, and one of my homies played for the ABA. So it's like the NBA, the G League, and then the ABA. Okay. So he was playing for a team, and his team was in San Antonio. Okay. And one of his teammates was, the man with it. The man with it. To the point where they was like, when Snoop Dogg come in town, this who he hit up. Wow. So we go watch their game. After their game, we go up to the hotel, and they at the top suite. Huge suite, poker table on, like, lavish. He put a jar on the table so big that I ain't never seen this much. I didn't see, you know what I'm saying, stuff I could hold in my hand. Yeah. I couldn't hold the jar. It would be over my, so I'm like, man, and they gave me the jar, and they was like, roll up till you can't no more. And gave me a bag full of blunt, and I'm, all right, for sure. And after that day, I was like, oh yeah, this it. This it. I had dabbled before that. Yeah. I was, after 18, because I believed everything they said. I believed that it ruined my brain cells, memory loss, all that good stuff, or all the stuff that they said. And after that day, I was like, oh yeah, they lied. they lied. So I was 18, and that's when it really started. And from there, it just, I'm not somebody who do anything lightly. I don't half-ass nothing. I can't. So, I can see that, man. And in most things, you do want to kind of, when you dive in, you want to jump in, so you can experience it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. So, when did you get involved in backstory? I know some people who've taken, like, they call it it was acid.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And back in the day, and so it was frowned upon.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was frowned upon because it was in the hippie era and this and that, and but now they're starting to see that it has benefits to it.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
Yeah, medicinal purposes, man. And so I had a young lady on last year. I got to get it back on, guys. I haven't forgotten about you. And she was talking about it too, and she actually plugs her own kind of whatever. So,
Okay.
but from what I understand, there's studies that show how it helps with all different things and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what have you? I don't want to say experience, but hey, might as well. What have you experienced with it? You know what I'm saying?
And this, I love telling this story. So you said acid. Acid and mushrooms, two completely different realms.
Gotcha. But one don't come from the other?
No.
Gotcha.
No,
Okay.
two completely different realms.
Gotcha.
They have similar effects, but acid is man-made.
Gotcha.
Mushrooms, I'm sorry, acid is like lab-made.
Okay.
Whereas mushrooms are man-grown.
It's natural. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
natural.
Gotcha.
So, it's funny because I started with acid. I had a homie that I went to high school with, and he had what they call a sheet of it.
I'm gonna assume he was Caucasian.
Of course, super Caucasian.
Okay.
The lightest of the hue.
Yeah.
He had what they call a sheet.
Okay.
And on the sheet would be 100 hits. So me and him was so cool that he gave it to me and was like, "Hey, make your money." So before I really started putting them out, I was like, "Let me try it just to see."
Yeah.
And I did it, and at the time it was cool because I didn't know what I was looking for. I was high as hell, but it wasn't spiritual. I was just high as hell. Like,
Gotcha.
colors were vibrant, stuff was moving. All right, cool.
Now, when you say stuff is moving, like what you mean?
So how I put it, like if I'm looking at the wall, the wall would be there, but the texture will be moving.
Okay, I follow. Like the little bumps on it, whatever. Be like, wow.
So that would be, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, like I said, that was cool. But the thing about acid is, it's strong. It's very, very, and it's really no controlling it.
Wow.
So, I did it 1 or 2 times, and I was like, yeah, this is not for
That's
me.
it. Yeah. How long was the experience or trip, whatever you want to call it?
About 6 hours.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it lasted.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. 4 hours. It was 4 hours.
That's still bad.
That's still.
Yeah.
So I was about 18, 19 around that time. I didn't try mushrooms until I was 25, 26. And in between that time, I was telling myself, so my mom was actually the one that told me, "Hey, Brandon, you should look into mushrooms."
Really?
And I was like, I told her this
your mom
morning.
cool as heck, man.
Mama Dot. If you know Mama Dot, you know. So she had been telling me about it. She had been doing studies on it, and then my stepdad started doing studies on it, and both of them would kind of tell me like, "Hey, Brandon, you should." Hey, Brandon, and I was like, I remember the first thing I said, "Mama, that's some white people shit." I'm good. And my baby mama so we always make jokes like,
Yeah.
You already engulfed it, you know what I'm saying? So I'll think about it. And the first time I did shrooms, this crazy story. I had drove to DC nonstop, 26 hours.
DC is a ride. It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Drove all the way there. Got
Did
there.
you go through a chitlin circle? You went going like toward Arkansas up that way.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
I went through all the states.
Okay.
So I get there. I'm chilling with my homie. He like, let's drive to New York. I'm like, well, nigga, I ain't driving. Like, I just drove up here. So he like, all right, cool. So I drive. So he drove out there, and we was in New York. Had a nice hotel. Everything was cool. But something in my bones was telling me that like something was wrong, and I should leave. So I'm thinking what to tell my homie, and I could have told him anything, but I told him like, hey man, I got a family emergency. Somebody just passed. And I'm a firm believer of speaking things into existence.
I agree.
And you don't speak on death.
I agree.
So I drove back home. Everything cool, copacetic. 2 days later, my god sister passed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And it messed me up. Like to the point where I didn't even cry. So a week go by, I still ain't cried, but I'm sad. I feel it. So I get to remember everything my mom's telling me about Shroom. So, and I had been selling it. I just never took it. So I did the research. They say when you do shrooms the first time, you're supposed to do a 3.5. So you could really, like you say, when you get into it, you're supposed to get into it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I put aside a 3.5. I'm like, man, look, I tell my roommate, I don't know what's going to happen, but take my gun.
Oh, wow.
I don't need the gun in the room. I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I locked myself in there and I took them. And they say that when I was reading up on it, they say you're supposed to listen to music. So I put some music on, and I'm kind of going through the motion. I'm smoking, and out of nowhere, I just feel a wave of happiness. I just start bust out laughing. Like I had nothing. 10 minutes go by, I feel a wave of sadness, and I cry harder than I've ever cried. 10 more minutes go by, and I'm dancing. Come to find out, it has been 3 hours.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm thinking it's 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It has been 3 hours, and I've been through all these emotions.
Wow.
Because I'm not looking at my phone. I just got music playing. So afterwards, I kind of sat back and reflect on the trip I had, and I thought about everything. And at one point, I actually talked to my god sister.
Wow.
I heard her talk back to me.
Wow, that's powerful, man.
So, and it wasn't like I could hear her voice in my head. It wasn't like out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
I could hear it in my head. So that calmed me down. And after the trip, I felt so much better.
Wow.
So, I mean, my soul felt better.
Let me ask you this question. So, is mushrooms like a form of ayahuasca?
I mean, a small form of it. Because ayahuasca, it completely rips the ego. Whereas shrooms, it enhances it.
Okay, interesting.
So, like this was years ago. Since then, the second time I did it in a group setting. I love seeing the difference between doing it by yourself and doing it with people. Because we was like 10 deep.
Right.
And we each took about 1.5 grams to 2 grams apiece. Man, everybody. This was my first time. Out of the 10 people, I knew 2. Out of those 8 people, me not knowing nobody, by the time we woke up the next morning, we was best friends.
Yeah.
Hugging. I mean, grown men. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was cool to do it in a group setting. So then, seeing the difference between the two, I really started doing research, and I read a book on it. And when I read,
what's the book called? You remember?
I can't remember the exact name, but it's like The Secrets to Taking and Growing Magic Mushrooms.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to grow them. That's not my lane. I'm one of those people that I don't do nothing above my means unless I feel like I could really do it.
Right.
So I know that's not my lane growing them. It's my lane concocting them. So I don't know if you've ever taken mushrooms by themselves.
Okay.
They taste terrible.
Yeah.
The
I don't really
taste,
like mushrooms. Like, yeah.
Taste, texture, everything.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So when I would take them raw, I would eat fruit with them.
Okay.
And that was I hated it.
I thought you're supposed to eat them on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could tell you the rules of taking mushrooms.
From what I hear.
I tell you what I know.
Right.
So you're supposed to do it on as empty of a stomach as you can. When I do mushrooms, I fast for 12 hours.
Gotcha.
So most of the time I do it at night. So if I do it at night, I know I'm gonna take them by 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
I won't eat after 1 o'clock. Like I'm.
Okay, gotcha.
Good.
Move. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm good. And that's max. Like I tried not to eat that entire day.
And why is that?
So with the way I make them, with mushroom psilocybin anyway, the way it gets into your body and your blood, food kind of slows that down.
That makes sense.
Without food, empty stomach, it get right to it. But reading that book, doing the research I've made, I've done is something called lemon taking.
Mm-hmm.
And when you lemon take mushroom, you pretty much just mix it with lemon, and the lemon juice activates the psilocybin. So that way, when you taking whatever you take, it hit the bloodstream quick. It don't because so when mushrooms hit the blood, the psilocybin starts to work. Whereas with my products, the second it hit your system, it's already working.
Yeah.
So like I said, I did that research on all right, lemon taking, and then I started with chocolate bars.
Okay. That's the interesting combination.
Well, but before I lemon take them, I was doing the chocolate bars.
Okay.
And I was just grinding them up, putting them in chocolate, because I was making THC infused chocolate at first. So I'm like, well, if I can make THC, so I do that, and it was cool, but you could still taste the mushroom.
Gotcha.
So then it came to a point where it was like, bro, I stopped taking mushrooms. I hate the way they taste. I love the way they make me feel, but I hate the way they taste. So then I was like, I wonder if I can make a drink out of it. So that's when I started lemon taking them.
Okay.
And making Kool-Aids and teas. And that's when it became like, oh, this is healing me. To the point where I was sick, so sick one day. I mean, like, couldn't get out of bed. And I'm like, well, I'm in the house all day anyway. I might as well take Shroom.
Right. So when you actually indulge, you don't be out in...
It depends. It depends. I have before.
Okay.
And I'll do it. But I look at this as healing my body.
Okay.
Mushrooms single-handedly brought me out of depression multiple times. Suicidal depression. Like, I don't want to be here no more. Don't nobody need me here. Like that kind. And then I would take mushrooms and be like, hold on, you who you think you are?
Right.
And that's what mushrooms do for me. So when I do them, I sit, I smoke, I either throw the drink bag, eat the gummies, however I do it. But while I do it, I put my headphones in. And I got a playlist that's like 3 hours long. And depending on what I'm trying to do, I'll listen to that playlist sometimes over and over. And
now, what kind of music is it? Is it rap? Is it R&B?
Mostly R&B.
Okay, gotcha.
Mostly so, because the best thing about mushrooms is how music sounds.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So when you on mushrooms and you hear music, you don't just hear it, you listen to it. You don't just hear the guitar, you hear the wood coming from the, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, wow.
So it get that deep.
Yeah.
To the point where it's Something by Maxwell. I listened to that song every day for a year. One day I listened to
that whole album jammed on
whole album.
The whole album.
Oh my God. Maxwell in itself, like
yeah.
But I listened to that song on mushrooms, and I heard instruments I had never heard before.
Wow.
After listening to it for a year, every day, and I heard it to the point now where if I hear a song I really like, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to listen to that. Oh my God. And I'll just sit with my headphones and I close my eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like a kaleidoscope in my head. It's always different things.
Yeah.
It's how the music makes me feel. Because it's a philosopher. He was big. He started his philosophy in like the 1800s. His name is Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Yeah, I heard Emerson. Yeah, I heard of him.
So his philosophies, I would read up on them and his quotes, and a lot of his stuff was like the inner you. What you need is already inside of you. You just have to bring it out.
That's right. Yeah.
So you combine that with mushrooms. That's literally what mushrooms does.
So you know what? It's funny you say that, because I had a young lady on here some years ago, man, and she had infused almost like a sorbet type of thing, but it was CBD. And I didn't know that cannabinoids is in us already.
Yeah.
So when you smoke, it just basically enhances it. So that's why people do, so interesting.
Yeah. So and the cool thing about mixing cannabis and mushrooms, which I recommend in light doses for people, because when I take mushrooms, it's very rare for me to microdose.
Gotcha.
Because, like I said, I don't half-ass nothing. I'm in it. But mixing the two, for me, marijuana slows me down. It helps me think.
It can, right?
I see all this as medicine. To me, I don't do drugs. It's all medicine to me. So when I do cannabis, it slows me down. On mushroom, time makes no sense. Like I say, I'm thinking it's 30 minutes. It's been 3 hours.
3 hours, right.
So the combination of slow time and me being able to think helps me as a creative, because I'm a creative person. My mama had me in the garage at 6 years old cutting up magazines and making art with it and doing stuff like that.
Wow.
So for me, creativity is my outlet. And we go through things in life, especially as black men, like
and it's unfortunate. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know everybody. I'm not to cut you out. I know everybody go through things man-wise, but it's something about us. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been a target for a long time. A long time. You know what I mean? And so, but it's so. And I'm glad you said this too. You say because you don't do drugs.
Yeah.
This is medicine and whatnot.
Right,
because some people are gonna put a stigma or a label to it, saying that this is a gateway to other things, this and that. So what do you think about that?
I think the mind is as powerful as you let it be, and if you tell yourself that this what I'm doing, this what I'm doing it for, then it can, like I've been smoking for 13 years now, and not once have I been like, you know what, let me try some coke. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me try harder things.
Right, some head runs.
Yeah, that's it's all a mind thing, and a lot of people's minds are so weak that they do these drugs, they smoke, they do this, they do that, and then be like, I need something more, because you're not doing it for the right reason.
Good point.
You're doing it to get high, and then you start chasing that high because you didn't plateau. Like a lot of people, I don't believe in tolerance breaks. A lot of people, I need to take a break from smoking because I'm not getting as high as I once was. You're not using it for the right reasons.
Good point.
You using it to get high and escape, when in reality, you're supposed to be enhancing yourself. So when you enhance yourself, it's all that other stuff, all the other drugs, to me, is harmful to the brain. It's harmful to the body. I get high, I might get the munchies. Right. I might go to sleep.
Right.
I will say this though: the first time I heard about mushrooms was when I was in College Station, and a white boy told me he did mushrooms and got lost in his front yard.
Wow.
And I was like, I ain't never doing that shit.
Right.
You got lost in your front. He was like, bro, I got home and I could not find the front door.
Damn.
Got lost in his front yard, fell asleep in the front yard, woke up and was like, there go the door.
Wow.
So I was like, I ain't never doing that. But I know now that so bad trips. I've never had a bad trip. I've been taking shrooms 5 years. Not once have I been like, oh, that was a bad trip. I can say I've had bad moments, but a bad trip, I've seen somebody have a bad trip, real bad, like to the point where they were almost possessed.
Damn.
Yeah, that almost scared me off of it.
Damn.
But what I realized was the person, because we was in a house together, and what I realized, the person was, she wasn't being true to herself, and she was lying to herself about what she really wanted out of me. So when she took the mushrooms, the person that really wanted to come out came out, because she took so much. This was when I was making the chocolate bars, and I didn't know how strong they were, and we both ate 2 apiece, and she only needed probably half of one, and she took 2. So that like I said, I've seen people have a bad trip, but again, she wasn't being true to herself. Like, if you don't know who you are, if you're not comfortable in your own skin, mushrooms not for you. Not in large quantities.
Right.
Microdosing is where you need to be, because that's something that it don't affect the brain as much. When you do a lot, because I've done the most I've done. I did these bottles one time that were 3 grams in each bottle, and I've drinking 2 of those before.
Golly, wow.
And I was chilling, like I was high as hell, but I was chilling, and because I know, like, and I had this mantra that anytime I felt myself getting too high, boy, you on them shits. And I'll say it out loud, and people look at me.
Yeah.
And they're like, "I'm good now." Like if you would have caught me 5 minutes ago, I might have tripped that. But I done told myself, "Boy, you on them shits. Calm down." So that's. It's all about the person and all about how they view themselves. That's so to go back to like being a gateway drug. Like if you know who you are and you know what you're doing it for, there's no way that you could be like, oh yeah, I want something heavier than this.
That makes a lot of sense though, as you say that, you know. But and I think it's been like maybe a couple years now that I've seen certain articles of people talking about this. They're going to start administering this or prescribing it to people who have mental health issues or whatever else. And so I was like, that's interesting. So, but I assimilated it with acid, but it's two different things.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
so with acid, that's acid is like you. Let's just say you join the NBA. Your first game is the finals. That's.
Wow.
That's the best way I could put it. To whereas mushrooms, it's like you get to go through a preseason. It's like, you know what I'm saying. You get to build your way up to it. Acid ain't no building up to it.
Gotcha.
I did acid in Vegas with 2 of my cousins. We coming down the escalator by the Hard Rock Cafe, and we all linked arms like this, and we coming down, and it's a sea of people, like to the point you can't see the ground. It's a sea of people. I could feel everyone's energy as I'm coming down. Their energy is coming up.
Wow.
We left the hotel, was gone for 3 hours, walked around. We left to get something to eat. Walked around for 3 hours, came back and ordered Chick-fil-A.
You know, you said something. That I want to dive into before we get out of here, man. So you felt these people's energy.
Yeah.
So do you think that what you took, I gotta put it to you, like I was saying about the whole cannabinoids thing, right? And how when you smoke marijuana, that it enhances it.
Right.
So is this stuff in us already that we not tapped into? Can like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I feel like intuition.
Yeah.
Intuition is a form of it, and when you take acid or mushrooms, it enhances your intuition. It enhances your mind and your like ability to read the room. So for me, I'm such a spiritual person. I'm a deep thinker. You know what I'm saying? That's me already before I was taking mushrooms.
Check.
So doing stuff like that, it enhanced it by 50.
Wow.
By 50, and I could literally sense things like not on a superhero level.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Your senses enhance, and not just the see, feel. I'm talking about like on a deeper level, like people's spirits I could feel. Wow. Like to the point where if I'm on mushrooms and somebody around that I know not good for me, you know what I'm saying? Because with mushrooms, it's 2 things that's really important: set and setting. So set and setting. So where you are with yourself and where you are physically.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's where you are and who you are around. That's when people have bad trips. It's because of the setting they in.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Sense, yeah.
But it comes back to, like I said, me being comfortable wherever I am. To the point where when I do shrooms, it's kind of like I'm gonna make myself comfortable. Whereas other people don't have that ability, to where they kind of just fold in uncomfortability, and that's when it gets spooky for real.
Gotcha. Wow, man, that's interesting, man. Cause I've known people who do indulge, been people who actually have gone to the whole ayahuasca trip, and it's so many things people trying to find themselves, not find themselves, but well, no, I guess you can say find yourselves. Yeah, find yourself, man. And everybody, it's like even the quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I just saw his documentary. I think about two, three months ago. I was like, man, Aaron Rodgers is on. He was in Costa Rica. I said, okay, all right. So yeah, man. Yeah. So you got some of this bag down there, man. I don't know if you want to share that.
I'm so glad you brought it. So these are the gummies.
Mm-hmm.
I only been making these for about 2-3 weeks.
Gotcha.
And I have always wanted to make gummies, but I never had the recipe. Never, you know, everything I do come from my mind.
Mm.
I make a lot of stuff, desserts and all the other stuff, but gummies was something I always wanted to do because it's so inconspicuous. It's so it don't smell. It's just it look like candy. So one day I had a friend and she messaged me like, "I'm just waiting for you to make gummies so I don't have to." So I was like, you know what? I went on ChatGPT and I found a recipe, and was crazy enough, everything that I needed I had in the kitchen.
Wow.
I mean, and it's stuff that you need for this that normal people just don't have. So when I seen that, I was like, all right, well, let me try it. And I tried it, and I was like, oh my God. And I started letting other people try, and they were like, oh my God. So that was cool. The gummies are a great thing. The gummies are great for microdosing.
Okay.
You could take 2-3 gummies, I say 1 or 2 really for the normal person.
Okay.
And go throughout your day. I got a homie that he say he'll eat 2 before he go to work, and his work day is better than it's ever been. Like he say he used to hate going to work.
Wow.
Now he be like, dang, like I got to get off already. Like it's closing time. Like, so I'm like, dang, bro.
Is he in sales or something? What do he do?
He a cook. He a chef.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and he just like he would say the rush hour would be too much on him, and nah, it's just like he just breezed through everything. So and that's when it comes to my products. That's what I want.
Gotcha.
I like hearing people say that, I got these kind of problems, and it's helped me with that.
So, like testimony, yeah. You know, I was outside. Well, say I do pop-up shops. I had coffee. It's from Ethiopia, right? There's a gentleman. He pulled up, man. And his wife was in the house. He said, "Hey, man, I already had my coffee, but my wife wanted to try it." That's all right, cool. So I pulled him up some, man, and gave him a couple creamers. And you really don't need it, but she got a couple creamers. I took it to him. I walked back over here, and like he said, man, bro, he said, whatever's in this coffee, my wife love it.
That's
he said,
up.
Man, you know what? You got a customer for life. I said, man, I appreciate that, man.
That's what's up.
Looks like say the testimonies are it's encouraging. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And it's been so many times that I want to quit, but hell no. So and then this is the juice.
Okay.
I make Kool-Aid.
Hold up so people can see it. There it is. All right.
How they be doing with the makeup?
Right.
Yeah. The Kool-Aid is crazy to me because, like I said, I hate the taste of mushrooms, and the Kool-Aid negates it completely.
Gotcha. Oh wow.
It tastes like Kool-Aid. It's dangerous.
Cause you'll take so much of it. Yeah. Gotcha.
You put it on ice, and it's like you drinking Kool-Aid. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. And like I said,
so you would drink what, half of that? If you drink the whole thing, it's like.
I drink the whole thing.
Yeah, it's how many grams? Say 3.5.
And these bottles by 2. I'm sorry, 2.5. 2.5.
Okay, gotcha.
I made this an 8 ounce, and I make a 12 ounce and a 10 ounce. I made a 16 ounce, but I was like, never again, never again. Am I because I would drink half, which would be the 8 ounce, and I had multiple people drink half of the 16 ounce.
Okay,
and they was like, boy, I'm floating. So then I got to tell them, like, all right, man, this is what you do. And I tell them, hey, put some headphones in, listen to your favorite songs. Just kind of close your eyes and relax. And anybody who I've told how to take Shroom, they listen, and it's, hey, man, it's the best trip I ever had.
Wow.
Best trip I ever had. And then, like, they'll try it another way or their way, or I had a friend, I ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah, you don't want to blast somebody.
I had a friend, he came and got 4 drinks from me. And he was like, one was for him, one was for his homie, one was for his homie girl, and he gonna put away the other one. So they was going to a EDM festival or something that night. And his homie was like, oh man, I take acid. White dude, I take acid. This drink ain't gonna do nothing to me. And he started drinking, and he say, oh man, this don't taste like nothing. Threw the whole drink back, him and his girl. He said he only drank half of his. They both drank the full bottles. He said he had to take them home before the concert started.
Damn.
And I told him, I was like, bro, drinking a full bottle is not.
Yeah.
It's something you gotta ease into.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna hit you. And then, like I say, the way with lemon taking, in the bottle is 2.5, but it's gonna feel like 3.5 because lemon taking it hits you faster. But within 15 minutes, you're gonna feel it.
Wow.
It hits stronger. And it lasts longer. So a normal trip is anywhere between 3 to 5 hours. Mine normally lasts 4 to 6, no matter how intense it is. It might last. I've had trips that's lasted 8.
Wow.
And like I said, I do it at night, so I be up.
Yeah. It may make more sense. Yeah, gotcha. So, man, where can they find you on social media, on website? You know,
you can find me personally, BDUB the Great. Or you can find my business page, SeshCity _ SESHCITY _ Get all your goodie needs. Like I say, I'm here to heal. I'm not necessarily here to get you high. That's not my prerogative. I would like for you to get high, but the main thing is I want to heal you. I want you to come in tune with yourself. And especially, I want these black kids to get off these pills.
Facts, yeah.
These perks, and I had a friend. Well, she was really a customer, but I had a homegirl that just recently died, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
She was taking perks, but one of them was laced with fentanyl and overdosed. And I had been trying to tell her for the longest hey, try these mushrooms. Oh nah, I don't. Mushrooms, they do this, and I'm scared it's gonna have me feeling like this, and I'm be seeing stuff, and that's the mindset that they've put in our head.
Yep.
That when you take mushrooms, you're gonna be seeing stuff. And granted, if you take enough, you're gonna see some stuff.
Right.
But still, it's so much better for you than these pills. Oh my God.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Too. You know. Yeah. One quick question. So, do you have a shelf life?
So, the drinks, I tell people, if you're not going to drink it within 1 or 2 months, throw it in the freezer.
Okay.
If you throw it in the freezer, I've had drinks I've had for 3 years.
Oh, wow. In
the freezer, as long as it doesn't pop, it's good.
Gotcha.
The gummies, from what I understand, they good for 2 to 4 months. In the fridge, I tell people keep everything in the fridge just to, you know, make sure that it don't go bad. But I've had gummies melt on me just from being in the sun in the car. But that's any gummy. You can get store-bought gummies and leave them in the car and they're gonna melt.
The same thing. Yeah,
so
you're right.
yeah, it's the shelf life is, it shouldn't make to where it expire.
Gotcha.
Because you gonna get to it, and the way it's supposed to be used. It's rare for somebody to let something go unless they just don't want to take them. But like I say, throw it in the freezer.
Gotcha. All right, cool, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. You know what I'm saying?
I love this. I love it.
Yeah, you got to come back, man. Cause I got a feeling you're gonna dive into some other products too and whatnot. I definitely want to help you promote it and whatnot. We can talk about some certain things, man. Yeah, we got to talk about off camera.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, man. So y'all. Make sure to go to my Pelican Street page on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Spotify as well. You know, so yeah, I'm getting out there, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, so y'all go support me. Also, I'm starting to sell coffee now and these Pelican Street T-shirts. You want a shirt, man? Go show your boss some love. I make sure to send you a shirt and a free sample of coffee. We order a shirt. All right. So until next time, y'all. Peace.
Want to give a shout out to Political Street, man. That's one of the coldest names you can have. Because we out here in these streets, but these politics is trickling down, so it's all intertwined, man. So we got to figure out how to work it the way we work. So shout out to Political Street.